Korean style Carne Asada and KSCA cup of instant ramen. So have you ever looked through the kitchen because you're trying to figure out what you're going to eat? I'm on that journey today to find something tasty to put in my belly. So I take a look in that big box that's in the kitchen that keeps things cold, and I haven't found anything. Then I go over to that big old closet that's in my kitchen. I take a look and I'm like, maybe I can make some tacos. But at that moment, a box of instant ramen falls into my hands, and I believe it's destiny. And it's at that very moment, I have an idea. Korean style Carne Asada instant ramen noodles. So I go into my fridge and I pull out that lovely bowl of Korean style Carne Asada. But first, I need to show you how to make the Korean style Carne Asada. Pay attention very close. I take a big bag of meat that I bought at the market. It's already seasoned and marinated for Carne Asada. So I chop up some onions real fast. And then there is my friend, the gochujang Korean hot sauce by We Rub You. Pour a little bit of that in there with the onions. The smell, so delicious. I'm almost out of this stuff. I need to get some more. Then I mix and mix and mix, and all of the flavors marry together so well. My nose is tingling from the smell of this deliciousness. Deliciousness, is that a word? Okay, so I put it in the refrigerator for 1800 seconds, which is 30 minutes if you didn't know that. And after that, I go to my Traeger and I open their doors and I put the Carne Asada Korean style meat on the smoker. And if I didn't tell you before, I do prefer to use a charcoal grill because it has high heat and it gives that nice char to the Carne Asada meat. About 30 minutes later, it's time to take the onions and the meat off the grill and put it to the side so that way it can cool down and not dry out. Thank you, Traeger. I love you. And then I slice up some of these crunchy little things that don't have a lot of flavor, but hey, they look good. And then I chop up some of this green stuff, cilantro, and I put it to the side. Now, as I was chopping up this stuff, right here, an accident happened. That little dot you see, that's where I cut myself. And yes, I did have to put a Band-Aid on because it was a deep cut. And I also put on some rubber gloves because this Japanese nikiri knife just taught me a lesson. It was sharp. Then I chop up some limes to finish the job, and I put those to the side. Thank goodness I have on these gloves because if I would have gotten lime on that cut, it would have hurt like hell. Now I take this cooked Korean style Carne Asada with the lovely onions, and it's time to chop it up. Just like this, I begin to chop, and all of those flavors and all of those smells are coming to mind, and I get excited because this is going to be tasty. But don't forget the Kewpie mayonnaise. You rock this baby. You rock it and rock it to wake it up so gently, and then you put some of this on your tortilla, aka taco shell, because this will give this taco an extra kick of flavor. If you haven't tried Kewpie Japanese mayonnaise, you need it in your life. Now that I've dressed this Carne Asada taco, it's time to go in for a bite. Look at that. This is going to be so delicious. Yum. The end. Now it's time for the instant ramen recipe. Excited. Look at this beauty. I have my chopped up leftover Korean style Carne Asada. I have my instant lunch beef flavor. And there's the cilantro. Back to it again, my friend. I promise I won't cut myself on this. Then I have some of these little shiny red wet crunchy looking things. I forget the name of them, but they are good to have on tacos. Now, it is time to cut up some more carne asada and some cilantro and stuff like that. But I learned my lesson last time. I'm putting down this thing right here so that way my cutting board doesn't slip and I end up losing a digit. Look at that band-aid on my finger. Look at it. Thank you, cutting board, for staying stable. And there goes my global blade knife because, hey, the Nikiri cut the hell out of me and I just don't want to use it right now. Once again, I slide on this rubber glove, not latex because I think I'm allergic to latex and I don't want to break out with a rash. And of course, we chop up the cilantro. The green, the smell of cilantro. It's amazing. If you've never tried it, you should. So I cut with the speed of Flash. You know, the comic book, the superhero. Look at that speed, amazing. Then I put that into a bowl. Thank you, blade, for not cutting me. I appreciate it. And then we chop up another one of these red things. It seems like I've chopped up quite a few of these things when I'm looking at the video, but hey, it's not that much. And now it's time to cook up some of this instant ramen. And Glove, thank you for your service, but goodbye. Now it's time to open up this beautiful box of beef flavor instant lunch. Wake it up oh so gently. Knock on the door and say, hey guys, it's time to wake up. And there you go. It is time to put this stuff in the pot and cook it up. It's a little bit stubborn, but hey, we're working on that. And you squeeze it and you talk to it and you squeeze it and then you give it a few shakes. And I have my chopstick on the side just in case I need to teach this ramen a lesson. But hey, it came out finally. Hello, corn. Back into the pot you go. You pour a cup of water into the pot, just as if you were going to cook it while it's in the cup. And then you get your carne asada prepared. As you can see, I still have my glove on because I don't want to get this stuff on my band-aid. Now at super speed, I chop up the carne asada with the onions in it, just like that. And it's time for me to put it into the pot with the ramen noodles. The ramen noodles are happy. The carne asada and onions are happy. And together, they are happier. Look at that. They're both talking to each other and negotiating on who's going to do what with the flavor. And as I use my chopstick, that's kind of difficult to mix things up using just one stick. I put it to the side and I look at my glove and I say, thank you, glove, once again. Goodbye. Now I take some of this gochujang Korean hot sauce and it's time to introduce it to the carne asada and onions and the ramen. And as you can see, there's only a little bit of that sauce left. And man, I need to order some more. Once again, the chopstick comes into play and it starts to stir and mix and stir. And it looks like it's not doing too good of a job, but hey, you get the point. And about 3 minutes later, it is time to make a beautiful cup of instant ramen. Exciting. Now it's time to put in this stuff, the green stuff and the crunchy stuff. Look at that. Now that it's poured in, it is time to mix with tongs because hey, my chopsticks, they suck when it comes to mixing. Now I add some cheese, then I mix it up some more. Look at that. I'm so excited. Now it's time to put the noodles back in the cup. And by the way, styrofoam is not recyclable, just in case you're wondering what to do with the cup after you're done eating your noodles. Nice big chunks of carne asada, cilantro, onions with that smoky flavor from the Traeger grill. Let's just pour it all in there. And there you go. Time to top it off with a few sprinkles of cilantro. Then I'll just grab a big old chunk of Korean style carne asada and put it in the side. That's just for looks, by the way. Then I grab the chopsticks and I stick it in there. Look at that. It's amazing. Korean style carne asada instant ramen.